kids. So today we're going to be talking about this film. I've probably already shown you this, but if I never get to show you this, or I just forget about it for some reason, this story is called Mask, and it basically is about a kid called Rocky Dennis, and it's based on a true story, and it's this kid, and he has a deformity on his face, and it makes it look like he has a bit of a mask on his face, or he just doesn't look, like a quote-unquote normal person. I love this film. This is probably on my top 10. I saw this first when I was about maybe like 8, maybe like 9. And I came in about halfway through, and I remember as a kid I was looking, I was like, oh, what the, and I was a bit like freaked out by it. But the more I watched and, watched the film, I realised that, there's nothing to be scared of, or freaked out about. It was actually just a normal kid just living his life, loving football, or was it baseball cards, I think it was, or or whatnot. And anyway, I could sit here and pretty much spoil the whole thing for you, but I'm not. I'm gonna let you watch it, and then when you watch it, you can come back and I will tell you what I think and what you can get from it. Okay, have you watched it? Alright, cool. You can proceed with the video now. The first thing I want to bring up is the point where he meets the blind girl at the camp, and he tries to explain colours to her through sensory things. So something hot is red, something cold is blue, and he would go through these things. I forget how many different things he goes through. But what I want you to take from that is that don't always listen to what people tell you can and cannot do. People would have told her that she can't understand colours. And Rocky takes that and goes, okay, well, let me think about this. Obviously, she can't see colours, but what's the next best thing? What's something, a workaround? And he finds it, and he does it to the best of his ability. Whereas no one else would allow, everyone else would probably tell her that she can't even possibly comprehend what colours are. But Rocky took his time just to think about it for a second and try to come up with an alternative. So that if there's any point in time in your guys' life where someone tells you can't do something because of something or this and that, just understand there's always a workaround. There's always something you can do to do the best with what you've got. The next thing is Rocky's mum. I'm pretty sure she takes some drugs. She obviously gets high, smokes, whatever, drinks and stuff. And I'm a bit confused to what Rocky is angry about at one point. But I think it's to do with drugs and rehab. I'm pretty sure it is rehab because he wants her to go to rehab. And what I want you to take from that is that even though family ain't perfect, because family, no one will ever be perfect, you always got to fight and try and help them out as much as possible, and hopefully they'll do the same back for you. Some family members won't, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But even though he is upset with his mum, he's angry with his mum for getting back on drugs and doing drugs, he does try to help. And he does try to, slip those brochures, what's it called, a pamphlet of AA or rehab, whatever it is. And I like how it shows it. It's very realistic. For me, especially, I feel like the way Rocky grew up, surrounded by those types of people, some of them, they're shown off as big and bad, but actually they're very quite nice people, even though they appear very big and bad. And trust me, that is a common theme throughout life. People that what they seem on the surface is normally not what they are behind closed doors, or when you create a personal connection with that person. They're normally sometimes very opposite, sometimes just a little bit different, but they are always someone different behind closed doors. Yeah. And then for my most favourite line in probably nearly any movie, right? Off the top of my head, this is one of my favourites. And he walks into school and someone says to take your mask off. Take your mask off. And he gets this kid and he pushes him up against the locker and he says, I'll take my mask off if you take yours off. Now, what Rocky's saying is that, first of all, this kid has a mask on, right? Most people do. and they don't like to take it off. It's about that, what someone is on the surface is not what they're behind closed doors, right? A lot of people in this life wear masks, and you'll get it a lot in school or in workplaces, in groups of people. You'll always get it, especially when you're a little younger. And it's because people want to be accepted, and they want to be valuable to the team, aka the group, the school, the workplace, wherever it is. They want to be accepted by that team, and so most people will do anything they can to be accepted by the team. And what I want you to remember is to never wear a mask. Most people that wear a mask are trying to make their face or their personality, the way they appear to people, as the same as their group. And normally what ends up happening is you get one, maybe two or three personalities in a group that everyone's trying to imitate. And this is what the world does, where most people try to kind of imitate a little bit of their friend, their family, this and that. And it ends up being quite boring, if you be quite honest. Honestly, deep down, everyone's really, really different and actually quite complex. And, we are humans, we act the same in certain situations and things like that. We can do reading and that. But for the most part, we are very unique. We all do different things, say different things, feel different things. Never put a mask on, ever. Just always be yourself, as long as you're not harming people. Be you. Just be you. Trust me, in the long run, it will always be more beneficial for you to just be yourself and never wear a mask. One more thing. At the end of the film, Rocky dies. What we've got to understand is this is a movie, but it was based off a real story. This was someone's story. Yes, it might be over-exaggerated in some parts and things that may not have happened, but it was based on a real story. There's essences of real life in there. And I think that ending is very, very real. And it makes you think for a second. Rocky wanted to go to all these places. He wanted to do all these things. He had such life, such passion. And he didn't get to do it. He got unlucky. Very unlucky. And if you're someone watching this, or my kid, and you can live, try to do it to the most of your ability. Yeah, try to do as much as you can with your life that you've been given. Because you never know when it's going to end.